guys, and welcome back to Louise Travels, where, as you've seen from the opening shots, I am of course here at Chessington World of Adventures Resort again. This video is going to be a little bit different today. I want to share some personal memories of the park with all the expansions and changes happening and some big news that came earlier this week. I thought it would be a really nice opportunity to pay one last visit to the park during the 2025 season, and also to go through why this place means so much to me. And I think the best place to start is right here, the Trail of the Kings. Let's go.
Ouais.
Oui, mais il y en a un qui arrive là-bas en face.
C'est le mal.
Un caresse peut-être.
Ah ouais, il est balèze, c'est pas le
Le mal.
L'autre il ressort.
C'est le mal.
Encore. Ah bah il se recasse.
So you've just seen a little bit of footage from the Western Lowland gorillas that call Chessy their home. Those are my mum's favourites. Whenever we used to come here as a family when I was younger, it used to always be me, my mum, my dad, and occasionally my nan. In fact, a lot of the time my nan. My mum would always make sure she went and stopped and saw the gorillas. So it looks like we can't walk down here anymore. Again, you've just seen a few really short clips of the California sea lions here. Again, a huge part of my childhood. I remember when there used to be the big daddy sea lion called Boris, who called Chessington his home for many years until he sadly passed away. And I just remember loving watching him during the shows, or when he was sunbathing at the end of the day from Safari Skyway, which used to be the monorail that ran around the zoo. Unfortunately, that is closed now for good, and has been for quite some time now. But it was really nice reminiscing about the animals here. But of course there has been some very big news, which I'm just going to show you around this corner hopefully. So this used to lead down to the lion enclosure where Kamal and Rani, the two Asiatic lions, used to call Chessington their home. Earlier this week there was the news that they, along with Kalinka, the beautiful Amur tiger who lived over by Tiger Rock, have moved on to a new home. Also down there used to be a statue of the original king of Chessington. He was a lion called Ashok. And I just thought I'd quickly flip the camera around to tell you a little story about Ashok. So first things first, this is a sentimental place for me. Like I said in the intro, all my family have loved coming here. We used to come here as a family pretty much since I was a baby in a pushchair. And one of the biggest draws, especially when I was younger, was the zoo. Of course, now the animals have moved on. I'm glad they're going somewhere where they're going to live out the rest of their life in peace, and they're going to be really happy. And hopefully at some point I will get to their new home to go and see them, where they will now be living. But of course, Chessington wasn't always a theme park and a zoo. It originated as just a zoo. And my dad remembers from his childhood coming here during his childhood and seeing the little miniature land railway that used to go around, all the older rides, but primarily the zoo. And when I was younger, they introduced the Chessington Zoo Days. And there was this one particular zoo day. It was me and my dad who came. He got the time off work and we were just down by the lion enclosure just watching Ashok, and he got up on his hind legs and started roaring and really having a go at my dad, and it was quite frightening at the time. But ever since then I've had a natural affinity towards always coming to see the lions during my visits here to Chessington. It was just a really happy memory that reminded me of how special the zoo has always been here, especially what it meant to like me and my family too. So it was quite nice to reminisce about that every time I came. Obviously now the lions have moved on, that won't be part of my day to Chessington anymore, which in a way is really, really sad. But of course the animals' welfare always comes first. Let's head out of Trail of the Kings and see where we end up next. And of course here is Landed the Tiger, which now has no tigers in, but I'll spin you round and have a little chat about that very quickly. So just like I mentioned down by the lions, Kalinka, the Amur tiger, has now moved on to her new home, which is the same place where Rani and Kamal have gone. It's sad. This was a wonderful investment for the zoo to bring the tigers over, and they spent some very happy years here. But obviously, like I said previously, the animal welfare always comes first. But of course that leaves us with Tiger Rock with no tigers. So it'll be really interesting to see what will happen to this log flume. Obviously it was one of the first rides brought into Chessington. The question is, are they going to retheme it? Are they going to keep it? I personally would love to see them keep the ride. It is a staple of my childhood. It's probably my favourite ride at the resort. If you take away the coasters like Mantle Mayhem, Dragon's Fury, Vampire, this is probably what I come to Chessington for. So if it is nearing the end of its life, I will be really, really sad. But I think since I'm here, and I believe it's on a 5-minute queue, it would be rude not to go and have a ride on it. Still one of my favourite stations in the country. I'm so sad. Here I go, boat to myself, all on Tiger Rock. It was walk on, there's no queue. Criminal for probably one of the best rides here. If this really is the last time I'm going to be on this ride, I'm going to be really sad. It's going to be missed. Oh, my heart feels sad. So as you just saw, I went on Tiger Rock, which was shut when I was here with Yaz a few weeks ago. It was lovely to get back on there. I know nothing has been confirmed by the park yet, but if that is the last ever ride I have on Tiger Rock, I'm heartbroken. I'm really going to miss it. It's my favourite ride at the resort. Me and Ewan love coming on it together. Me and Yaz have had some great memories on there over the years as well. It's going to be really, really sad to see it go. But onwards and upwards, I guess. I'm sure if it does go, there will be something amazing coming into its place. But it will be a visibly shaped hole in Chessington's ride lineup. And yeah, there's no pretending that I'm not upset about it, because I am. But I do understand these rides have a lifetime, and Tiger Rock might just be coming to the end of its life here. But hopefully we might be proved wrong. Maybe it's just going to be rethemed. But we'll see what happens, and we'll see what Chessington themselves announce, as it is all rumours at the moment. But you know, as soon as I heard the rumour, I had to come for a ride on it, just in case. But yeah, let's head round and see what we get up to next. Thought I would take this time as I walk round to the next adventure. I talk a little bit more about what I meant by this place meaning so much to me and my family. When I was a baby in the pushchair, I was born in September 1997, and April 1998, on the 24th of April, it was my mum and dad's wedding anniversary. It was their first wedding anniversary where they also had me, and my wonderful, wonderful dad had the great idea, or as my mum would say, crazy idea, to bring me here to Chessington to celebrate their anniversary. And, well, we all know how that ended. Little did they know they would be creating a bit of a theme park lover, and I'm sure they didn't expect it to become my hobby and what I live for, but you know, that's how it's ended up, and I wouldn't change anything for the world. And from that visit alone, we came as a family pretty much every year, once or twice, for anniversaries, for my birthday. It was always where I wanted to come. I always wanted to come to Chessington. And a lot of my first big rides were also at this park. So Vampire was my first major coaster. Reminisces Revenge was my first big flat ride. Dragon Falls, as it was known back then, aka Tiger Rock, was the first big water ride I did. So it's very sentimental. I also grew up with the likes of Bubbleworks and Toadie's Crazy Cars, Safari Skyway, Runaway Mine Train before it became Scorpion Express, which also is no longer here. And yeah, it was just something they could never foresee, that one visit and then the multiple family visits as a three, sometimes just me and my dad. Sometimes me, my mum and my nan and my dad would all come, and it was those visits that really shaped me into the theme park lover I am today. Obviously my nan and my dad are no longer with us. Bear with me, this music's really loud. Anyway, as I was saying, my nan and my dad are unfortunately no longer with us. It's just me and my mum now. But I just wanted to take a moment to say to the three of them a huge thank you, because you know, I wouldn't have met the friends I've met, I wouldn't be travelling to all the places I've travelled either solo or with Ewan or with friends if it hadn't have been for them instilling my love of theme parks at such a young age at this beautiful park. So yeah, it's really just a thank you for now. I don't want to get too emotional on camera, because it's tough when a place that has meant so much to you and your family for so many years is changing, but also when your family aren't with you to see it change and to go through all those emotions with you. It's a very weird feeling. But I think I'm gonna head on a ride that me, my mum and my dad used to do together. My mum and dad never did any of the big rides, they absolutely hated it. But this one was perfect for us as a family to go on. It is, of course, Toon Blaster, which I really enjoy still. I love the theming, I love the storyline. I do miss the catchy soundtrack sometimes, but it's still a ride I love to do when I come to the resort. So let's go for a little ride on Toon Blaster. And of course, Croc Drop stands where Reminisces Revenge used to be. I do miss it. No, that's okay. And they've also fixed the spinning. But the queue said 35 minutes, but somehow I don't think it is. Because if it's 30, it's normally up on here, but it's not even on the stairs. Anyway, let's head into the tube. And I was right, it took less than half an hour. Time to go pee. A pretty decent score. That was a very enjoyable ride on Toon Blast. I quite enjoyed that. And it was even better that we didn't have to wait half an hour for it. Waited about 15 minutes, so that's not too bad. Always great when a theme park underestimates the queues. But I think right now I might head around and do the Gruffalo. And I'll tell you another little story about my family here at Chessington. So before Smokehouse Barbecue became Smokehouse Barbecue, it used to be known as the Greedy Goblin Pub, which was kind of themed in to tie in with Hocus Pocus Hall. And we came, me, my mum, my dad and my nan, one very rainy day, and because of the rain and my nan didn't like going on rides at all, she just stayed in the bubble day. I got a little bit drunk, which is quite entertaining, but all, at the same time I was worried about her. I was very young and I'd never seen her like that before. But again, it was a memory, one that I will definitely remember for the rest of my life. Now let's talk a little bit about the Gruffalo. Obviously, when I first started coming here, it was known as Professor Burke's Bubble Works. Then it got rethemed into just the Bubble Works, and then it became the Gruffalo River Ride Adventure, which was, you know, while I appreciate it's a very good IP, it was a very worthy replacement. I do miss the originality of Bubble Works. It was a family favourite ride, especially for me and my mum. We used to go on it together all the time. I think one day we came here, we did it twice in a day just because I was still quite young, didn't really do any of the bigger rides yet, and it was just the perfect thing to do as a family. So let's go for a little wander into the deep dark wood with the Gruffalo and with the mouse, and I'll film a little bit on ride there for you. But I think I might call it a day soon. I just wanted to come have a potential last ride on Tiger Rock, have a little wander around. I might go and see the penguins as well for a little while, and then yeah, we'll wrap up this rather different and rather sentimental vlog. I also have to mention Vampire. Vampire is closed. I'm not sure if it will reopen at all for this season now, which makes me very sad. I love the Vampire. I do hope that we're not seeing the end of Vampire's life, as it is a staple, it is the icon of Chessington, and it will be a real shame to see it close after this year and all its 35th birthday celebrations. It's been a really nice year for Vampire, so it's a shame to see it shut, but here's hoping it will be back in the 2026 season. I believe they're doing quite a bit of work on it at the moment, so I'll try and see if I can grab a shot of that. But for now, let's go head into the Wild Woods, which used to be Transylvania, for a ride on the Gruffalo. Whee! Here we go.
Silly old fox. Doesn't he know there's no such thing as a gruffalo? Where are you going to, little brown mouse? Come and have tea in my tree car. Silly old owl. Doesn't he know there's no such thing as a gruffalo? Just walk behind me, and soon you'll see everyone is afraid of me.
It's not the same as the bubble works, but it'll do. That was quite an enjoyable little ride there on the Gruffalo. Again, didn't wait the advertised 35 minutes, I in fact waited 10. So I'm going to head round and see the penguins, and I thought while we wander around there I would tell you a couple more stories about my family and what Chessington means to us. So my family really weren't into the bigger rides, like I said earlier. They kind of left me to do that on my own when I got brave enough to start going on the bigger rides. But the family rides are sometimes where you have the most fun. I have had loads of happy memories and really lovely times with my family and my friends on rides like the Gruffalo, especially as a group of friends. It could be really, really funny to do. But the other family rides at the park, such as Griffin's Galleon and what is now known as the Jungle Bus, but used to be known as the Bash Street Bus when it was Beano Land, before it became Wild Asia, and obviously now Wild Asia has also sadly closed. But those rides hold a lot of sentimental meaning towards me and my family. So, Bash Street Bus, I went on it with my dad, and my dad always used to jokingly say he thought the ride operator had gone on his lunch break, because we've watched this ride, been on it quite a few times by this point, and it never ever seems to last that long. We must have been on there for a good 5-10 minutes and the ride just wouldn't stop. So whether it was broken and he was having a problem to stop it, or whether he was just, there was no queue, so he was like, you know what, let's just keep it going. I don't know. And another special moment is Griffin's Galleon. Again, it was just me and my dad on the ride alone, and it was just a really special memory of my childhood, one that I remember. I've got some pictures actually at home, so I'll maybe put them, little snapshots of them, in the video for you to see. And again, Toadie's Trail, now known as Jungle Rangers, or Toadie's Crazy Cars, but we called it Toadie's Trail. That was another huge part of my childhood, where it was it was something we could all do as a family. Even my nan would go on that, and it was really, really nice. And obviously the layout got shorter and shorter with time. It's a lot shorter now than it used to be, but again, it's a ride that I will always remember. What else did we used to go on? Before Elmer's became Elmer's, it used to be known as Flying Jumbos. I spent a lot of time on that as a kid. And this building just behind me, which is now a room on the room, used to be Hocus Pocus Hall. I loved Hocus Pocus Hall. The mirror maze at the end used to be so fun. I remember for a while I was a little bit scared of it. And then when I got braver, I just absolutely loved it. And it was sad to see it go, of course, but, you know, it's a new attraction for a new generation to love, just as much as I used to when I was growing up. With that, obviously Mexicana's pretty much gone. We got the Paw Patrol area arriving next year, and Wild Asia has gone, and I believe it is rumoured to be becoming Minecraft, but there's still no official announcement to do with that. Again, you guys know my thoughts on that. I prefer the original theming, the original ideas over IPs, but if it cements my home park's future and guarantees a brighter future for my home park, I can kind of forgive them. Because as much as I maybe disagree with a lot of the changes that are happening, or upset by a lot of the changes, I do still very much care about the park, and really look forward to seeing what the future holds for Chessy. Let's go see the penguins before I wrap up this vlog with one final story of my family and our love for Chessington. So Hocus Pocus Hall may be gone, but one of the goblins is still lurking around. It's nice to see that little nod to the past. Pingus. And so with that, the one story I have left to tell, I mean, there's plenty I could tell. We've had some beautiful memories here as family, as friends, and solo visits of just me on my own. But the last one I want to tell is of me, my mum and my dad when we went on Safari Skyway and it was raining, and my nan didn't like Safari Skyway, so she was sat just inside as it was raining waiting for us to come off, and as soon as we got on it, it started to hail as well, which wasn't ideal. And I just remember coming off and my nan saying we all looked like drowned rats, and she found it really, really funny. But again, while we probably regretted it at the time, it has cemented another beautiful memory of this park and of my trips here as a kid with my family. Here is another one of those goblins still lurking. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this video. It has been a little bit different with the topics I've been talking about, a lot more of a sentimental walk down memory lane here at Chessington. But I've really enjoyed sharing some of my happiest memories on camera with you guys, and I do just want to say thank you again to my mum, my dad, my nan, and all my friends who make our trips here so special. Whether that's in the past, whether that's in the present, and all the future trips we have to come, I am just so happy and so lucky to be surrounded by people who love this as much as I did, but also I will never ever forget the 3 family members who kind of started the whole love of theme parks off for me. And that is it for today. Thank you again for watching. hope you have enjoyed this as much as I have actually enjoyed filming this. But going forward, it's an exciting time, guys. The next vlogs you see will be a series of vlogs from our trip to Orlando. It will start off with a little travel vlog showing you our flight and our accommodation, and then we'll start showing you around the theme parks and water parks and anything else we get up to out there. So lots of exciting stuff to come during November. But again, thank you. Please do like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. If you are like me and have grown up at a theme park, whether it be Chessington, Alton Towers, Thorpe Park, or somewhere else, please do drop your memories in the comments below. I would love to hear them. But for now, I am going to head off back home to have dinner with my mum, and I will see you guys in the next video very, very soon. Bye!